The first lesson of this unit, we're learning about the cell cycle. So you might say, well, what's that etc. behind cells divide? But the outline that I just handed out to you has it all written out. I don't think you have to write it out again if you're just jotting down a few notes here. So we're going to talk about the cell cycle. A cell lives, then it divides, and then it grows. The two daughter cells grow, and then it might divide again. So each cell kind of goes through a cycle. So this is a picture of the cell cycle, and I'm just going to show you what it's like. So each cell has a long period of interphase where it grows and duplicates its DNA, and then it grows some more, and then that cell is big enough to undergo cell division, which we call mitosis, and then the two cells pinch off to form two separate cells, and that's called cytokinesis. So what happens in interphase? Well, typically biologists divide interphase into three parts: G1, S, and G2. And the G stands for gap, actually, but I often just tell students to think of it as growth, because the most thing that happens during G1, the cell grows, does what cells normally do, duplicates its organelles, well, then there comes a point in the cell cycle where which we call S, which you could think of standing for synthesis, because what happens then is the cell synthesizes, which is to make, or replicates all of the DNA. All the genetic material is replicated during S. The cell continues to grow, but somewhere right in the middle of interphase, this is when all of that work of putting the chromosomes and getting them into duplicated form happens. Then we go to G2, which, if you really want to summarize it as simply as possible, is just more cell growth and cell metabolism and preparation for cell division. So the cell is now full size at the end of G2 and ready to divide. The chromosomes have already all been duplicated. It's ready to form two cells. So here's another picture showing G1, S, and G2, and how mitosis is just a small part of the cell cycle, just like, say, 1 hour out of 24 hours or something like that. This is a very good picture of the cell cycle because it kind of shows that you've got interphase made of G1, S, and G2. Then it shows all the phases of mitosis, which we have to know. And then right after that, kind of at the end of mitosis, there's the pinching off of the cell into two cells, the pinching off of the cytoplasm, and that is called cytokinesis. At this stage, you should go to your textbook, page 560 and 561, and take a few minutes to jot down what are the main events that happen during the 4 phases of mitosis. And you'll notice at the bottom of this slide, you should be using words like centrioles, spindle fibers, chromatids, centromere, and chromatin. So there's kind of 5 terms to know, which are also on your outline. But your textbook has all of these phases described in a couple of different ways on 560 and 561, along with pictures. So that's a good place to be.